Alright y'all, so we're not in Illinois anymore. As you can see, we're standing on, I don't know, 4 inches of ice or better.
Yeah.
And anyway, I drove up here and got with Scott. You guys probably know Scott. Scott is you're one of like the OG YouTubers. I mean, you've been doing it about as long as I have.
Yeah, in fact, I remember when I started my YouTube channel, I was watching your channel.
Yeah, you know, there was a lot of people that started back then, and there's very few that's continuing it on, you know, so many years, and Scott's one of them. So 330 Maniac, check him down below, I'll leave his link. But anyway, I'm out here today, and I'm just following around his water line. And we've checked a few sets here. We've come up on this colony trap. Now at home I can't use colony traps, so this is kind of cool for me anyway. But essentially you've got a cage here, and it's a one-way in, one-way out situation. He set it on a run. We just look down and you can see fur down in there, so we're gonna let him chop it out.
Yeah.
And see what we got there. But
got a little bit of air bubble action here. Nice clear water too. That's the other cool part about this lake. In fact, I bet you could even see the rat down here in the water if you want to take a look. Can you see that rat?
I can see him down in there. Yep.
There we go. He's he got a little restless too, flopping around. Take a look. Here we go. There we go. We got a rat in a colony trap. Obviously there's a door on either side that allow the muskrat in. Once it goes in, it closes behind it, and that's it.
Yeah, and the idea with the colony trap is multiple catches. You know, because once that door opens, the ones in there
are stuck. Yeah, and they're. I mean, look at that. then you just put it back in the water and you're good to go.
All right, so we got another rat down in here, and this one's in what, a 110?
Yep, this is a 110.
All right, so there's a trail here. You can kind of see the bubble line.
Yeah.
And that's how you're finding the trails?
Yep, I'll look for a big congregation of bubbles coming up to one area.
And just find a pinch point, basically.
Yeah, and just find it. Actually, there's a hole where they're going up into the shoreline. They put the hole way out here. Actually, you can kind of see this rat too, that's floating in the bottom down there. I'll get this out ready for you. There he is. Ooh.
And you can see he just stuck that 110 right there.
Yep, right under that log. There's just a den hole going up under the bank.
That's what he's using to...
Here we go. Not a giant rat, but nice catch on him right behind the front shoulders. I haven't really caught any small rats out of this area this year. Usually you catch a few small ones here and there, but yeah, there we go. That's rat number 3 today out of here. Got a couple sets left.
We're starting to stack them up now.
Yeah.
This is a actual bank den here, is what you said. This is just straight up against the bank.
Yep, this one is actually made, so the ones that they make earlier in the fall, you'll see the den is actually out 6 or 8 feet from the shoreline. And then also, as soon as the shoreline freezes, basically, you know, it's frozen enough to where the shore will not collapse. And that's the key. They'll dig these small feeder dens that go up on the shoreline. Because that last one back there, I had to reach down almost to my shoulder to set the trap. But you can see this one here is right there. That's the bottom of my wrist there. Look at that.
That's a good one.
That's a good rat.
That's a good one.
Nice catch on that guy too. Yeah, nice feeder run rat. There's our good healthy rats. There we go. Number 4 for this spot.
Another rat down there, y'all.
Yeah.
You can see him down there through the ice. Like Scott was just saying, this rat must have got in before it froze up last night, because there's no air bubbles. You would see a bunch of air bubbles as it expires.
I just love trapping this particular lake just because everything's so clear, and you can literally, it's just fun seeing everything in the trap down there. See that guy? Oh, I kind of made it a little dirty, but
that's a big rat too.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where's my stick is right here. I'm just gonna grab this. This is my 3rd check on this trap, and I've actually got a rat every single time. Another nice shoulder catch on that guy right there. That's pretty sweet. That's 5 rats. I think I had 9. I think there was 9 sets in here, something like that.
Pretty good percentage.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we did the muskrat thing. That was cool, seeing the colony traps and everything else. So now we've changed gears a little bit, and Scott's brought me to just a little small lodge here. You can see the feed piles out there, and he's got a couple of sets here. Actually, as we were walking up, there was a beaver that shot out right underneath the ice, and he's out there somewhere now. But we do see one beaver down in there, so I'll let him just.
That looks a little. Oh.
And you could almost tell too, because it wasn't froze over.
Yeah, you can see the stick here is kind of tipped sideways here. Ooh, that looks like actually a really big beaver. Oh, this looks like a big beaver. Nice head catch on him too. That guy. He did a little barrel roll.
He did a little spinning up, didn't he? Yeah, that is a good one, isn't it?
There we go. Not a giant beaver, but definitely one of the adults that was in this pond here. I'll rip him out of the trap here quick like. One. There we go. That's about how that other one looked like, didn't you think?
That's good.
Kind of
Yeah.
shooting out of the house. There's probably going to be one more in here. Then I'd say.
So yeah, your experience. So just to give you guys some scale here, this house here is probably I would say 14 foot across and probably 12 foot up to the bank, which it's a lot different too. You got to realize because these beaver are where Scott's at up here. These beaver are locked up all winter versus at home, where they've got open water. So you're saying what? Probably 2 adults and maybe 1 kid out of here, maybe a 3 beaver or what?
Since we didn't get, we set these yesterday, and there's a nice bank den, and this other house around here. Nothing fired those traps. Normally, if there's some small ones in here, I would have got at least one in the first check. So that leads me to believe that maybe
Just a pair.
maybe just the pair in here. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah. So normally, like I said, I'd have some small ones there. That's not for sure, but generally you'd get a small one on the first check too.
And for those of you that's new, we're getting a lot of new people, but this is what, I mean, in very basic terms, this is their feed pile. So these beavers will actually bring all these limbs and sticks, and they'll bring them up in very close proximity to their house. Obviously, as you can see, we've got ice. So these beaver are going to get locked in, and they're not going to have access to be able to get up on the bank and trim trees and bring them in like they normally would. So they gather all this stuff up, it gets froze in, and then what Scott's doing is he's setting these runs outside of the house. So these beaver will come out of their house, they'll go out to that feed pile, pull a stick out, and then bring it back in and eat the bark. So you can see he's setting up this run.
Just putting this trap, you can see I have a stick on either side.
Just to kind of guide
Yep,
them out,
just to
because
guide
normally these runs they're kind of big bowled out, because you can see the shape of the beaver. It's pretty wide critter there.
Yeah, just basically guiding that beaver, or making it a little bit easier for that beaver to want to go between the trap, or between the sticks into the trap there. So that trap is ready, and now hopefully when that other beaver decides to come back in, we'll be ready for him.
Yeah, and this is a complete blind set, y'all. There's no bait here. You are just banking on the critter, just moving through his natural run and getting caught. So
Yeah,
pretty cool. All right, so everything we've been checking is stuff that Scott set yesterday.
Yep.
Or previous, but he's gonna put in a new set here for us, and I just kind of video how he's gonna go about setting it. So you found the bank den.
Yep, you can actually see, so this is all frozen, and you see some bubbles under here, and the ice is nice and thin, but you can see right here, it's still open from the beavers, and I suspect that there might even be some otters in here, just going up under the shoreline here. So I'm just gonna try to go back here just a hair, cut a channel just big enough to get that 330 in. I'm kind of lucky I can actually look and see the rundown here.
Yeah, and you're cutting that small channel, so you don't want to cut a huge area because these beaver, they're locked in already. So if you give them a big area, they're going to want to come up and out, right?
Yes, that's correct. And then the other thing is, another issue is anchoring the trap, because you know, when you catch a beaver, they don't always just, you know, stop instantly. They might roll a little bit. And the other thought on it is, I'm going to end up anchoring this with just a long stick that they can't pull down that hole. I just wire up my safeties on either side. It just helps me sleep better at night.
Yeah.
So, you know, people ask me why I do this. Sometimes I'll put my traps like this. What has happened to me before is I had a trap where the safety did that. And imagine that trap firing the chaos that happens.
Oh, I can only imagine.
So it just, I sleep better at night if I just put a little piece of wire on there and wire them up on either side. So there we go. I'm gonna get this trap up under here. Arm length gloves sure help to keep my hands from freezing. But I'm just gonna center the trap here, like so, and just put a stick through the spring on both sides, just to stabilize it.
Now, are you a, does it matter to you as far as which side the trigger is? Are you a up, down preference, or do you not care? Because that's a huge, that's a huge talking point there. So
it is. So there's a couple different factors for the trigger. Trigger on top, trigger on, see, I believe that a lot of these beaver, when they come to these bank dens, they're not necessarily swimming. They'll get up to a certain point and they'll actually walk into a bank den. I've caught them in Belials and other, you know, other traps by the front foot, and what I believe happens is they take a step forward and they put their finger or their fist right into that trigger, fires the trap. So a lot of times you'll have a sprung bank or trap in a bank den, you don't know why. I believe it's because the trigger's on the bottom and the beaver might spring it with his front foot. That given, trigger on the bottom, you don't have as much fur damage as you do on the top, because if the trigger's on the top, it will often hit that beaver right in the back of the head. And for you guys that have beaver trap, you pulled that 330 off a beaver and there's a big ball of fur stuck to that trigger. So top, you might have more fur damage, but you're not going to have the beaver stepping in your trigger. That's not my process. So it's like, do you want to deal with fur damage, or do you not want to step in your trigger?
Yeah, there's no win-win with it.
It's more like, what do you want to do? Yeah. So yeah, but that's my set. I'll go find a stick here off a camera or whatever all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run a 4-foot long stick through this loop and set it on the ice, because there's no way a beaver's gonna be able to pull that under the ice.
So you're just using the ice to essentially anchor the trap.
The ice to anchor that trap.
Perfect. All right, so we've got a bank den essentially here, side of this big hill, and Scott set this trap yesterday. He just looked down and said, "There's something in it."
There's something in here. So you know, with all these sticks being here, I think at some point this was probably even a beaver lodge. You know, maybe 20 years ago. Oh, who knows? That stick there, and I see what looks to be a beaver. Oh, it's not a bad one either.
No, not a bad one. Oh, no, it keeps getting bigger. That's a good one. From the head of it, I didn't think it was that big.
I said, I don't think this is a very big one. I guess I kind of lied a little bit. This one, to be 100% honest with you, this thing's pretty limp.
That's fresh.
Yeah.
You could just tell.
This beaver's been caught recently, I bet within an hour.
Yeah, at least.
Holy.
No, you can tell that's a fresh one.
He didn't really move the sticks at all either.
No, he got hit hard.
This Duke, he didn't move it at all. In fact, this Duke made short work of him. I think the trap fired, and he said, "Uh-oh, I'm done." There we go. Throw the trap back in there. Yeah, that's
a good one.
a good one. Nice dark beaver too.
Yeah.
You definitely, I can feel the body warmth.
They're definitely a different color than the ones at home. Ours at home are definitely had a lot more reddish tint to them.
Sure. You know, so if you get to the Buffalo or Red River around here, they actually get really red, like you know, almost like the strings on your
Oh,
hoodie.
really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you get them out of that dirty water, they tend to be really red. But if it's out of nice clear water like this, they're not nice dark brown color generally. Yeah, that's a nice beaver. We still got 5 sets left to check.
All right, so we're back. We're still on the beaver trapping thing, and you set up this lodge when? Yesterday?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday. So 24-hour check. You can see not very big, but you've got what, 3 traps on it?
Yep, got 3 traps on this lodge, and then we got 1 down farther. We'll check here.
Cool.
After these
1 down. So 4 traps total, but yeah, not a very big lodge. You got 3 traps, so I'll just sit behind and let Scott walk through. And
you know, when I set this up yesterday, there was a really big beaver swimming back and forth there, and now the kind of crazy part is all that's open. Every other lake around here is locked up with like 4 inches of ice, so there's quite a bit of activity.
a lot of activity here. Not a really big.
No, it's not that big of a hut.
Not a big of a hut. Not really that big of a feed bed, but.
Well, I can tell you right now, just looking. I mean, all 3 of these sets have something going on because all the sticks are messed up, and actually there's a 330. Right
yeah, you guys see right there. You can see the 330 up. So something happened.
Water. Well, let's start with this guy here. There's a swivel stick there.
And these are all set and runs right out of the house.
So
again.
you can't tell, but these are super shallow runs, like, you know. And there's a run coming under this little bit of bog here. I actually fell into this one yesterday. I wouldn't even have found this one, but I set the other 2 up and fell into this one. But this is, the bank is here, and it's just like a 1.5 foot deep run right there. Oh, I can feel some weight here. Oh, holy.
Wow. Look at the, look at the butterball, man.
Oh, look at that one.
Look at the tail on that guy now.
Oh, my gosh, you guys.
That's super blanket.
Yeah, that's a hammer. Gosh, that's a hammer. I'm gonna take this one out of there quick.
Yeah, we have the potential of possibly 2 more of these now.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Like well, you know, like I said, this house isn't that big, so I didn't imagine there'd be more than 2 beaver in here, you know?
Yeah, you'd look at this and you'd think maybe even just 1 bachelor beaver or something. I mean, but that's a nice specimen there.
That's a big beaver there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Whew. Oh, I've got this one right there. Now this stick. Oh yeah, this is a super shallow run here too. I'm actually touching the bottom. Oh, I'm actually touching a beaver. What do we got here? That's actually not a bad beaver either.
No, that's a good one. It looks small compared to that big one there, but that's a good one.
That's probably a 2-year-old.
Right next to each other in those runs.
That's a double. And I mean,
there's something happening over there.
Yeah, that counter is sticking out of the water over there. That didn't pop up there all by its lonesome. Oh, let's see.
There is a technique, y'all, by the way, of doing those 330s that way. Because these are new traps that he set.
Yes, they are. They're brand new.
He's making it look way easier than what it is by setting them with a hand.
Here we go. 2 nice beaver. I'm guessing.
I mean, we go for the triple.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another nice beaver. Right there. Oh. Look at that.
3 for 3.
3 for 3 on these traps. So we have a 4th trap down there. So I mean, potentially we could get another one, but I'm going to show you. Here's my technique. I pinch the trap with my knees here, and it's all about you know, making sure that this trap and this beaver can't move. I hold on to this with my left hand, get the right hand palm on this, and then push. And the hard part is getting around that, because people get hooked up with that. Once you get halfway there, I grab, squeeze, and then you can literally hold it with that hand right there. You do it enough times, eventually it gets pretty repetitive, and it just almost comes natural to you. Same thing, it's even easier with this hand. Yeah.
Well, you make it look easy. For those of you that's never tried that before, you make it look pretty easy.
Wow.
3 for 3.
3 for 3 with possibly a fourth beaver coming out of that last set down there. Wow.
Off of just this little bit too. Yeah, you wouldn't think.
You wouldn't think, would you?
Well, I'm gonna start videoing just in case we do find. All right, y'all. So we came up here. This guy at this lodge set said he had a trap right there, and he goes up there. Trap is gone. He said he had a 6-foot stick tied to it.
Maybe it was 3.
We're gonna find out. Hopefully we're gonna find out. So anyway, trap's gone, nothing, and you can see he's chopped his way
all the way out there,
halfway to Narnia out there, trying to look for this. He said it's just one run, and we thought maybe somebody stole it. And we're looking around, no footprints, and he said, "Well, where's my block-off sticks? Because they're gone too."
And we're on a private farm.
Yeah,
so.
private farm. So he just reached down. He said he thinks he maybe felt it.
I stuck my foot out this direction, and
So we're brand new 330 too. He said that was the bummer. So we're gonna see.
I swear I felt something.
I hope so. Is that it? We're gonna see something.
Oh,
whoa! Oh, that's why. Well, that's why. Look at that.
Oh!
They chew it off?
A beaver had to.
Cause it's green.
A beaver had to. Well, but I set it on top of the ice.
So they must have. Well, this was open. So
Yeah,
they must have came out on top of the ice last night.
Ate that. Then caught the beaver. Maybe he ate it and then got caught in the trap.
What a deal.
Wow.
Well, you got everything. What a deal.
Brand new trap right behind the front shoulders on this beaver.
Oh, great catch.
I caught that beaver coming into the hut too.
Coming in?
Yep, coming in.
Well, I'd say that's what happened then. There was enough open water that something got out on the water, got on the ice last night.
Wow, look at all the holes I cut.
Yeah, look at him. He's out there. We're searching her. There it is.
Oh.
He still, though, I mean, he drug that trap 15
foot.
foot.
I mean, and that's, well, it's a front shoulder catch, I guess. So, but still, look at that. Look at how much he's got squeezed.
Oh, yeah, there's no way.
Man, yeah, that tree was about 6 feet long.
Well, yeah, you can see the chewings right there on the end.
Oh, God. I'm trying to get up on the ice. There we go. Wow, that's bigger than the other one we got.
Yeah, that's a good one there. That's a good one.
I was extremely confused.
Yes.
I haven't lost a trap in quite a while, and I thought, you know what?
We did not know what happened.
That was a last. I almost didn't. Once I got over there, I almost just gave up. Said, "To heck with it." Let's see here. Oh, there we go. This trap. Oh.
That's a big beaver though, so.
Whoa. There we go, get them flattened out a little bit. Usually I'll run them across the snow like that, and that'll kind of dry them out a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a nice beaver. Didn't know we had to send out a search party to find them.
What a deal. We got him though.
We got him. When I reset this trap, I'm gonna anchor it to something solid on the beaver lodge. Oh,
That's
wow.
awesome.
Well, catch number 1 down.
All right, so we've got a bank den essentially here, side of this big hill, and Scott set this trap yesterday. He just looked down and said, "There's something in it."
There's something in here. So with all these sticks being here, I think at some point this was probably even a beaver lodge. Maybe 20 years ago. Oh, who knows? stick there, there, and I see what looks to be a beaver. Oh, it's not a bad one either.
No, not a bad one. Oh, no, it keeps getting bigger. That's a good
Wow.
one.
From
the head of it, I didn't think it was that big.
I said, I don't think this is a very big one. I guess I kind of lied a little bit. This one, to be 100% honest with you, this thing's pretty limp.
That's fresh.
Yeah.
You could just tell.
This beaver's been caught recently, I bet within an hour.
Yeah, at least.
Holy.
No, you can tell that's a fresh one.
He didn't really move the sticks at all either.
No, he got hit hard.
This Duke, he didn't move it at all. In fact, this Duke made short work of him. I think the trap fired, and he said, "Uh-oh, I'm done." There we go. Throw the trap back in there. There we go. Yeah, that's
a good one.
That's a good one. Nice dark beaver too.
Yeah.
He's definitely. I can feel the body warmth.
They're definitely a different color than the ones at home. Ours at home are definitely a lot more reddish tint to them.
Sure. You know, so if you get to the Buffalo or Red River around here, they actually get really red, like almost like the strings on your
Oh,
hoodie.
really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you get them out of that dirty water, they tend to be really red. But if it's out of nice clear water like this, they're not nice dark brown color generally. Yeah, that's a nice beaver. We still got 5 sets left to check. Kind of winds through the bog. You can kind of see, and I was just looking for some place I could set. Believe it or not, it can be tough to set at 330 sometimes because you just can't find a spot wide enough. That's probably about the size of those other ones, maybe. But he come right out for us, though.
Yeah.
And didn't have to worry about doing nothing crazy. No digging around for him under the ice anyway.
No, he's coming out of the house.
He just flipped a couple times, it looks like. Got that guy. That's a nice shallow run, too. Come on. This there. Get that guy out of there. Get him untangled a little bit. There we go. That's
a good one.
Another good one. Not no monsters out of here, but they're big beavers.
All right, y'all. So we just wrapped up a pretty successful day, as you can see, with Scott here. Obviously, go check out 330 Maniac. All his information will be linked below. Great host. Showed me a great time. We got to do a bunch of different things and check a few things off my bucket list. So anyway, appreciate it. You can see he's changed clothes. I'm about to change clothes myself. We're gonna go ice fishing for the afternoon, and hopefully bring you guys some other cool things. But anyway, appreciate you guys sticking with me. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of videos like this. As always, y'all, appreciate the view. We'll see you on the next one.